Greetings, folks. This is DC Investing. I've reached financial independence, and I'm talking about topics that may help others on their pathway to financial independence. And uh, financial independence is part of the word that we use called the FIRE community, which is FIRE. That stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early, or Financial Independence, Recreational Employment. And basically, the goal is to try to gain enough in assets that you don't have to work anymore if you don't want to. We've all got bills we have to pay. So how do you get to that point? And so one of the strategies that I employed is I started buying pipeline companies. These are midstream pipeline companies. They move energy around the country. And thus far, it's been a really good investment. And the company that I wanted to kind of highlight today is Energy Production Partners. The ticker for this one is EPD. And EPD in August paid me $1,543, and they are going to pay that same amount to me again in November. I get 4 payments a year of that amount, and the total that I will get from EPD is $6,173 per year. This comes to me passively. I don't have to work for this. I did that in the past, and now, as long as I hold these shares, I just get to get paid year after year. So in order to get this dividend, it's a dividend yield of 7%. I have, 2,832 shares of Energy Production Partners, and that is a sell value as of today of $89,774. So it's a fairly sizable position that I have in Energy Production Partners, and that throws off this dividend, the $6,000 in dividends every year. Now, I did not pay that much for the stock because luckily over time the shares have actually increased. So from Energy Production Partners, I have a 29% gain that's embedded within that share price. So over the course of my owning these shares, they've actually appreciated. Energy Production Partners has also slightly increased the dividend every year. I hope they continue to do that. And overall, the strategy behind investing is to try to find things that you think will both appreciate in value in share price, but also throw off nice passive income, which Energy Production Partners has been doing for me over the past while. And so my plan is just to continue holding these shares, to not sell them, just live off the dividends eventually. Well, it's not actually, I should say, it's not actually a dividend. It's called return of capital. They're distributions. I do get a K1 statement from this company every year that I have to enter in on my taxes. What's nice is I don't pay taxes on my distribution. It doesn't count as income. It just reduces the basis of what I paid for these shares. But if I ever sell the shares of Energy Production Partners, that's when I have to pay the taxes. Now, in theory, if I never sell these shares and I die, I can pass these on to my heirs with a step up in basis and never pay taxes on these distributions. But I think these companies are so valuable that they'll probably merge or get bought out or something at some point. So I will end up with a taxable event at some point. But my goal is to just hold on to these shares forever and never sell. So that's kind of some information on how these master limited partnerships work. You get K1 statements. You get return of capital. The distributions are pretty high, and thus far the share prices have been appreciating. So recently, though, I've noticed that the prices have been kind of somewhat squishy in the master limited partnership area, and it might be a good buying opportunity for some of these shares. So, take a look at them, or it could be that we're going into recession and everything, the bottom's going to fall out, and I'll lose that 30% gain. I'll still get my distributions, but you never know. So overall, that's some information on Energy Production Partners, ticker EPD, that I own. It's an important part of the passive income stream that I get, I get each year, and it's part of what I'm using to be able to retire, have enough income that I don't need to work anymore, and there's some information. So like, subscribe, hope this is helpful to you. We'll see you. Bye.